more session to go. Regarding incredible projects in Manila, Jakarta, and Bangkok. Let's not waste more time and please welcome on stage Kyle C. from the Philippines, who designed significant parts of Metro Manila's rail transport wayfinding system. Next up, ITDP Indonesia, represented by Rachdyni Safira, who will share about disabled-friendly wayfinding initiatives in Jakarta. Last but not least, Thailand's MAYDAY, represented by Korawit Kwanaree Chawin Choangulia, who will share their initiatives on wayfinding design in Bangkok. All right, as usual, we will go back to back, starting with Kyle.
All right, thank you. Are you guys still awake? All right. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kyle, and I'm from Manila, Philippines. And I'm just gonna wait until we see my slides up on the screen. All right. So just gonna tell a little bit more about what I do. I'm a design lead at Hitachi Energy. Whatever I do for wayfinding has nothing to do with my corporate job. So it's as an advocacy. It's something I've been doing as a gig for the past long years. And back then, back in 2015 to 2018, I was working with Light Rail Manila Corporation as an external design supplier. So Light Rail Manila Corporation is the organization or the corporation that runs Line 1 in Metro Manila. And I've been an external consultant with the Department of Transportation. I don't necessarily work with them as, I'm not an employee under them, but I keep in touch with them as connections to make sure that we continue on the projects that were done back then. All right, you can go to the next slide, please. I'm a design and communications professional, as I mentioned, in Hitachi Energy. I mainly design presentations for executives, and I've been doing that for a while. This time, I'm the one doing the presentation on stage. So what a switch. I usually do this for CEOs and executive members, but now I'm the one speaking. We go to the next slide. I also do wayfinding design, so I do this on the side as well. I've done work with a terminal here in the Philippines called Paranaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, which is in Pasay City, I believe, and they were doing a wayfinding that included a lot of bus operators doing their own thing, but they all stopped by the same terminal. So I was also helping them work on that. They had a lot of establishments, food establishments, and other government services, and we needed a way to put them together in one building. All right. So this is one of the things that I work with them. It's a city bus route map. You can see in the middle the PTEX logo, which is the center of all of it. So you can go all the way north to the Philippines, and you can go all the way south. So this is where all the bus routes converge in one terminal, and each of them are assigned to a gate. So it's quite a busy terminal. There are a lot of shops, but you can easily, if you're lost in Manila, you can simply go to this terminal and go to anywhere you want to be. All right, let's go to the next one. So I'm gonna set the scene talking about rail. All right. So one of my flagship projects is in rail, and I want to focus on that. So if you go to the next slide, I'm going to talk about the situation in the Philippines. So if you scan the QR code, this will bring you to an interactive map on Google Maps, so you will see how everything ties together. So currently, we only have 3 lines. Metro Manila is very early in the railway scene, and we envy our brothers and sisters in other countries who have already grown so fast, right? But we start small, and we just go from there. We have 3 lines. You have the green line, line 1. We have the MRT3, the yellow one, and then the east-west line, the line 2. See, we also have a loop. So I hope we close the loop as well. Congrats to Singapore for closing the loop. I hope we do the same. All right. If we go to the next slide, I'm going to show what the reality is. So these are pictures from 2015 when I started out and why I started doing what I did. I'm pretty sure everyone has that experience. If there's something operational that doesn't work well, they don't have a sign for it. They will print it on bond paper. They'll write it down on A4. They put it on the wall, and that's very hard and confusing as a commuter. And when I was in college, I commuted from the yellow line to the green line, and that was the first time I commuted in Manila. And it was very hard for me to understand how to get to my university. So going next slide, you can see the situation that different rail are operated by different organizations. And I think we established all of that. All of us have the same problem. And you go to the next one. I'm just showing you a few of the lines. They all have their own visual identity. And within each line, they don't even have a standard consistent way of presenting things. Like a PNR, which is like the heavy rail, it's quite simple but doesn't really have a comprehensive wayfinding system. Line 2 has all these colors of purple but has these colors of neon green, orange, and other shades of purple. Line 3 carries a blue theme, although they are the yellow line. Blue is still very prominent, especially in the rolling stock. Again, we don't have any guidelines on how we present the accent of the color of the line in a rolling stock either. And in line 1, these are really old signs. I mean, people love them, but they've aged and, they had to be replaced eventually. And also the problem with this ones, like these look really, really big on the stations, yeah? But when you pass through the station, you won't be able to see it because the signage is way higher than the window. So that's also one thing that we had to consider. So you go to the next slide. Yeah, just more examples. Like everyone had their own route map. Some of the route maps don't even communicate the interchanges per station. They all had different line colors. They all had different fonts. The angles of the font, the angles of the stations are also in different angles. So if you go to the next slide. Yeah, inconsistent color coding, mismatched fonts, no line network distinction, no consideration on safety and accessibility. So these are things or pain points that we wanted to fix. And as a student, next slide please, it started with the intention to make a change. So I was a college student. I also had a sister who lived in Singapore. So she's a permanent resident now. Congratulations to her. And I visit her every year, and I got so inspired by how Singapore did theirs. So when I met Samuel today, I thought I saw a celebrity. So I mean, thank you for your work, and again to all those who have contributed. Southeast Asia, we got this, and we're starting now. Yeah, I made a change. What did I do? So if you go to the next slide, I sent a message to the feedback email of the line saying that I wanted to help. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a college student looking for a part-time job. And then, fortunately, they accommodated me because they were a new operator starting that year. So if you go to the next one, I was able to, next slide please, yes. I was working with Line 1 under Light Rail Manila Corporation for a while, from 2015 to till the pandemic. Yeah, so that was quite a long time. But the signage project didn't happen until 2018 to 2019. So from 2015 to 2018, I was working on other projects. So this is what they call Ikot Manila. Ikot means go around. So it's a tourism campaign run by the by LRT1, trying to show what places you can go to by taking the train. So we did a lot of videos. We also did static graphics and brochures for people to use as a guide, and they also had tours that brought people from stations to tourist spots in Manila. Next slide, please. So we also did a communication safety and etiquette campaign with them. So all these were illustrated by me. Honestly, I'm not an illustrator, but I did try my best. They needed it, and we tried to go for a very friendly vibe on this one. And this one is technically saying, be respectful, be courteous to people, stay behind the red line, sit properly, do not, play loud music. That's something that we were trying to communicate to the passengers. Also, just to add on, from the Ikot Manila project that apparently won a silver award in the Anvil Awards, which is a prestigious public relations award in the Philippines by the Public Relations Society of the Philippines. So that's a big win for us. And yeah, we can go to the next one. This is one of the first versions of what we wanted to do for Wayfinding. So when I got the project for Wayfinding and it was time to replace the old signages, we really wanted to accentuate that we are the green line. This is the green line, because there are there's confusion. People are thinking that it's the yellow line, it's this color line. Sometimes it changes because depends on whose leader is in office. But we were sure that this was the green line, so we applied it. And we kind of made it a little bit more obvious. It kind of shows in the directional signage and all. We updated the route maps. And we did keep yellow as the exit signage. So in other cities and other malls, they use the letter E for exit and a number. So we use that as well. So if you go to the next. Yeah, we launched in 2018 in Vito Cruz, which was near my university. So it was received nicely. A lot of people noticed that, hey, we're going for a standardized approach this time. We go next to the more slides, please. Yes, and then from 2019 to 2022, we've applied it to the rest of the 20 stations. And then next. So all these 20 stations, around 30.7 kilometers. Apparently, like in the station naming side of things, we ended up with Yamaha Monumento as one of the the naming rights. We wanted to use the text, but we ended up using the logo. But it's fine. We provided some guidance on that to make sure that things are still well put together in terms of the branding identity. And then we go to the next slide. We also have these in our parapet walls. So this is a concept and this is the final. So you can see how excited the people were, and some people were confused. Like, are we really getting into this, I don't want to say first world kind of look, but people are not used to seeing these things here. So if we go next, in 2019 to 2022, sorry, this is supposed to be in 2024-25, there were 5 new stations and adopting the same language. So I was working in corporate. I wasn't very active in Wayfinding. So they tried an approach to copy what we did before, and it's good that they did not change anything. All right. So going back to this, you see. You go to the next slide, you can see how everything is well put together now. But that's just one line. We have, again, I mentioned 3 lines, and 3 lines is like easy level. You go to Singapore, you have Orchard, you have like 13, 14 exits. So you go to the next one. I just want to show that. Next slide, please. Yeah, there's more to it after then. As I mentioned, we have 2 more lines, and then we have more lines coming in. Next. So recently, this trended hard. This is a signage that came out in Shaw Boulevard Station, showing this kind of signage that looks like a letterhead with very big government logos. Beside them, advertisements on gambling online. So it sparked controversy. And people were talking about it. People were mad. Like, why do we have this? Why is this happening? And then you go to the next. I made my take on it. I said, hey, why don't we, just get what we did before, the one that I did back in 2018, let's apply it here. And people were very happy with it, and they wanted to do something. They wanted to replicate it. Again, if there's something that works, you just get it to replicate it and do it again. But also we build on top of it to improve what works in the times now, because obviously wayfinding is not static. It's always moving, it's always changing. All right, next. So someone from the rail fans, very supportive community message, or they posted about it saying, what if they designed the whole system the way I did? And a lot of people are saying, oh, they should. Yeah? So I'm an instant celebrity. You know? And again, I was focused on corporate. I was surprised that the people were talking about it again. I thought it was a closed chapter back in the pandemic, but here we are. So next, in 2015, just last year, someone from the Department of Transportation reached out to me, asking if I can help them with their signage initiatives and signage harmonization. So if you go to the next slide, I'll do this really quickly. This is what the dream is. Again, I only mentioned we only had 3 operational lines, but this is where we are going for. All right, next slide. Yeah, I had some time working with line 3. And next slide, I also had time updating the signage inside the train. Next slide, please. And then from the trending ticket counters, we finally updated them. We had to consider modularity, editability, because sometimes these things change. We try to make sure that things are easily updatable. And then we have a PowerPoint template that is given to the station managers, station coordinators, so they can print their own signage but still sticking on brand. So that's a very important thing for us. And we also launched recently the new Quezon Avenue station renovation. If we go to the next slide. So these are a big jump from what we had before. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, and we can go to the next. So you can see the difference on how it was before. Before we just used new standard, but now, you can see what difference it makes to the environment. And we do aim to do this to the other stations soon. I hope there are going to be updates, but this is where we're going, what we're going for, and I hope that we apply it to the rest of the lines. Next. We're also working on floor signage exploration. Next slide. This is it. You go to the next one. You can see in 2018 to 2026, we have little differences. Before we didn't have any station codes. Now we have station codes. These are new in the guidelines that we have. All station exits are now in colored yellow. We've also updated all the parapet wall signage to show all stations, and then all exit signages are really in full yellow background. All right. So yeah, so people are still talking about it, and if you go to the next slide more, we've done this also in LRT2, the purple line, and then next slide. We're also working with line 7, which is the maroon line going up to the north. And then next, this is just to show where we're at now. So for line 3, we have Quezon Avenue. Line 1, we are yet to update all these with the station codes. But we also have the North-South Commuter Railway, which also features very similar language. So this will be applied to all the lines, hopefully, that will be built in the next decade or 2. And hopefully in my lifetime, I get to visit them. Next. We have some concepts on line 2. This is a vicinity map showing an area where you can knowing where to go, like when you get out of the station, and then also fare table as well. Next slide. And then this is what the future is for Manila. From 3 lines to all of this. So this is where we want to be. And if you go to the next one again. It's not only me who provided this solution, but it's also a collaboration of all the people we work with. So the train operators, designers, architects, people in railway who work in operations, and also the feedback from the people, the rail enthusiasts, the commuters, and of course myself. And these are all designed for all. So thank you so much.
Great insights from Kyle. Ayu from ITDP Indonesia is next.
Hi everyone. I hope you still have the energy for the remaining session. So I'm Safira. I'm Urban and Visual Design Associate from ITDP Indonesia. I'll be talking about our initiative on inclusive wayfinding in Jakarta, from a co-design pilot to permanent implementation in Jakarta. So ITDP is a global nonprofit organization. We promote sustainable and equitable transportation worldwide. And for over 20 years, ITDP Indonesia has been collaborated with over 26 cities. And we also collaborated with 10 partners across 10 countries. And our projects revolving around public transport integration, non-motorized transport, and also inclusive mobility, active mobility. And all of these projects, we always integrating inclusive design principle across the planning and design process. So Transjakarta is the largest public transport operators, and it's serving for 44,000 of people with disabilities passengers, as well as over 1 million elderly passengers. So that is why in improving accessibility in Transjakarta station has the benefit to for the diverse range of passengers on and diverse range of passengers needs. And so that is why we survey 5 designated inclusive stations in Transjakarta. As you can see here, in Gunung Sahari Mangga 2, that is an icon of wheelchair users. It is one of the designated inclusive station. And as we survey, we got that the accessibility issues is still remaining in the inclusive station that is branded as inclusive. The most significant gaps that we see that the lack of audio and tactile information for people with visual impairment, and the physical infrastructure, like the guiding block, is also obstructed, damaged, and not connected from the sidewalks to the bus station. And although there is the audio information inside the station, but it is not working well because the noise around the area. And we see that the accessibility is not just branded as an inclusive station. We see that we need a consistent standard. So that is why we initiate recommendation on strengthening inclusive bus station standard through small-scale pilot testing, so that we can test, refine, and gain feedback before wider implementation. And also we prioritize the piloting location in the bus station with high usage by the persons with disabilities. So the piloting location is that was chosen was Lebak Bulus Transjakarta Station. So why Lebak Bulus? Because Lebak Bulus Transjakarta Station is one of the major transit hub for people with visual impairment. Surrounding the Lebak Bulus station area, there are major activities for people with disabilities. For example, like there are spatial schools, which is the SLB Pembina Tingkat Nasional, Mitra Netra Foundation, or like disability organization in Jakarta. And also it covers the people with visual impairment mobility around the area. So, and Lebak Bulus is also a major multimodal transport hub because it is serving the low-deck Transjakarta buses as well as the high-deck buses and also microtrans or angkot. And as you can see here, also the Lebak Bulus station has the gaps from the information as well. In the entrance area, there are lack of wayfinding and no tactile indicators for the tapping gates. Inside the station, there was also no visual information and audio information, and the tactile guiding block is also obstructed by the furniture inside the station. And for the boarding location for microtrans or angkot, like it is not inconsistent boarding location for people, and there's no wayfinding as well in the boarding points. So after the preliminary survey, we found the issues that the passengers with visual impairment cannot independently access the Transjakarta bus station information because the lack of audio and tactile information. And these are the process that we come up with the design ideas. After we identify the issues, we try to understand the people with visual impairment needs, and we got that the PWD needs are the information in the entrance area and also information on bus route as well as the destination information. And they also need the information regarding the boarding points for the low-deck buses. And after we understand the needs of the people with visual impairment, we also did the benchmarking from the existing guidelines. There are universal design principles like HASB from Human also presented before, and Jakarta Wayfinding Guideline. If you already look up into the Jakarta Wayfinding Guideline, there are recommendation on the placement of braille on the wayfinding. And we also compare the global best practices over the cities in the world. And we come up with the design ideas, which are the tactile map and braille information, the audio information, and also and the most important thing is the continuous tactile guiding block. So the recommendation we created is in collaboration with the disability organization, which are Pertuni and Gaun, as well as FDTJ and UI or Universitas Indonesia. We started in 2022 from preliminary survey, like I've mentioned before, collecting data and site condition and characteristics in Lebak Bulus station, and we also exploring various media where we can implement the inclusive feature. And after we finish the first prototype, we evaluate and place it directly in Transjakarta Lebak Bulus station. As you can see here in October 2022, we evaluated directly with people with visual impairment. And the feedback from the PWDs were the basis for we can refine the Braille. In October 2022, the Braille is also being refined with the disability organizations, Pertuni and Gaun, mostly on the information on the Braille and also the content and the layout. Um, and it also includes the refinement on the intervention. And in November 2022, we come up with the second prototype, and we also test it again and directly place it in the Jakarta bus station, where we also tested it with the special school nearby Lebak Bulus. So it is a student with visual impairment. So we also gain feedback from the people with visual impairment directly. And for the last stages, which was the public testing, we still place the intervention directly in the Lebak Bulus station, and we place the poster and QR code so the passengers who use the Lebak Bulus station can also give their feedback regarding the intervention as well. So these are the existing condition and design prototypes. It is also displayed in there in the mini exhibition area. So after we identify the issue, the main area that was needed to have the design prototypes, it was the entrance area, including the tapping gate area, the platform area or inside the bus station, and also the microtrans and low deck bus stop area. And for the in the entrance area before the implementation, there was no audio and also tactile information located in front of the station, as you can see here. And after the implementation, we created design prototypes that that is tactile braille information that inform people with visual impairment about the layout of the bus station. So it informed the users where is the platform gates, what is the information of the bus routes, and it is located in the handrail in front of the Transjakarta stations. And for the tapping gate area, before implementation, there is no indicators where to tap the card in the tapping gate. So after the implementation, we create design prototype that was located in the tapping gate, so the users know where they tap the card on the tapping gate. And for the platform area or inside the bus station, before the implementation, there was a lack of audio and also visual information. And after implementation, we come up with the design prototypes, which were the audio button. The audio button is located in the platform gates that announce to the user about the information route and also the destination. And we also make a wayfinding prototype so that the visual information is also highlighted in the platform gates. And the last design prototype is located in the microtrans and low deck bus stop area. So before implementation, there was no indicator for the boarding point where people want to take the microtrans and also the low deck bus stop. the lower deck buses. So we located the wayfinding specifically in the boarding points, and we also incorporating braille information on the wayfinding. And all of these interventions is connected by guiding block, continuous guiding block, because continuous guiding block will provide people with visual impairment, so they can access all of those inclusive feature from their entire passenger journey. So I also want to highlight that in all those process, disability organizations, which are Pertuni and Gaon, were engaged as a consultant throughout the process, from the recommendation, from the QC installing, and from the monitoring and evaluation. So the recommendation and design interventions we compile in one document, which was toward inclusive Transjakarta bus station recommendation. We handed out to Transjakarta in 2022, so they can use it as a design references. And in 2023, the Transjakarta implemented permanently at 13 Transjakarta bus station. Several design prototype has been upgraded into a more durable material. After they upgrade it, the disability organization check the content again before we install the tactile braille maps and also the tapping gate in the Transjakarta station. And in 2024, the braille bus station layout map and tactile tapping gate indicator has been implemented in 144 Transjakarta bus stations. And it also improving the operational side from Transjakarta. So right now the staff assistant and announcement has been provided with Transjakarta, so it enhance real-time bus and arrival information. And it's also inspired the public transport operators like MRT as well to adopt similar inclusive features. If you go to Jakarta, in MRT, there is a layout braille map that inform the people with visual impairment about their station located in the lift. So we analyze the implemented inclusive feature in the 144 Transjakarta bus station, and we got the information that the inclusive features provide access to 104 healthcare facilities, 172 public service facilities, and 93 commercial destinations, as well as 331 schools. In addition to that, 55 Transjakarta bus station also has been provided with Pelican Crossing, ramp, and also lift. So from this project, I want to highlight that inclusive mobility is a continuous journey, and it is not a one-time intervention. And from those projects also, and from our projects with FDTJ regarding wayfinding, we got that wayfinding is essential part of accessibility, and good wayfinding can provide people to understand and navigate themselves throughout their passenger journey. And I also want to highlight about design with users and not just for users, because inclusive design requires continuous collaboration especially with vulnerable groups, because we can respond directly to their needs. So if you want to know more about the project, you can scan directly to the QR code, and you can also see the intervention right there. And if you come to Jakarta, please check the design feature in the Transjakarta station. Thank you.
Thank you to IU from ITDP Indonesia. Last but not least, we'll learn about wayfinding initiatives in Bangkok from MAYDAY. Give them a big hand.
Congratulations, I'm last. Okay. Okay. Let's begin. สวัสดีครับ hello everyone. We are MAYDAY. If you want to know about MAYDAY, you can ask me later. Okay. And our mission is how to improve the public transportation to be first option of the citizen in the city. That is a big goal and the hard for go to that goal. But we have two ways for work. The first thing is how to work with the communication. We are user friendly, and another is development with the small change, big move. The first thing, the communication. I find how to design and give some tip for the people know how to use the transportation easier than they take the information from the government. You can see all of artwork that like a colorful, and when you see on the Facebook, you will stop and watch it and know some information on this post or picture. Another way we develop the public transportation better, but we don't do anything without know the real problem. When we know the real problem, we learn from the user. Sometimes we use explore or extract with the user. After that, we will exchange or co-create with the user to make a new solution or define the real problem from them. After that, we create change for user to the government and change something new. But our work not finished. We will evaluate to know that our work has any problem or anything to fix. After that, we will fix and loop again. This is simple for the small chain, big move. Before that, the bus side don't have anything like you see outside the KL Central, right? We put just some information outside, inside the bus, under the sign. Because we research that people don't use the public transport because they are lost. They don't know how to go anywhere, where the bus, what the bus number should to be. Next, we decide a lot of information about the bus and the public transport. For example, you can see this one is like a locally map to show the bus around 450 meters or 5-minute walk. This one MAYDAY work with the Bangkok to set the standard from the bus stop in the city. They should have 3 things. The first thing is the name on the inside the bus stop. When the bus coming, the people in the bus should know what is this stop names. After that, we have the number for tell the people who inside the bus shelter, and another is like the name bus stop name for tell the pedestrian when they walk. Another is like design from the difference is a bus stop from Chiang Mai. It look like a culture in the Chiang Mai area. This one I will show you The first one is the origin from the BMA Bangkok administrator design. You can see they put all information on the display, and that it hard to understand and reading. Them invite us to redesign a new one. You can see we save the 70 centimeter for clear and reading easier. Upper you can see the way to read easier, like you use index and find the destination first via the alphabet A to C, and see on the map where you should to go to the bus stop to take the bus. The next, I want to interview you the old thing in Bangkok. There is 2 แถว in Thai, but it's a local mini truck. There are a lot in the urban area outside the Bangkok, and like the bus, but not safe and not information inside the bus. We small change to give some information them to know how this truck go, and give some map. Or another project, we redesign inside the truck in how to know the body you stay inside the truck, and give more information like a bus route, and display can tell you where you are and what is the next stop. For the next project, you can see this is the old design from the central terminal at the Bangkok. The signage has shown only one contents on the big one in the blue. That's not enough for tell anyone how to go to the biggest station in the ASEAN, if you know. Okay, and the important another thing, they put the information on the gray zone, and we can read it harder. I will change it easier to redesign new all system. But the first thing we do this first. We want to know how the user behavior and walk in the station. You can see the different line and different from the some part of the people will arrival at this station and want to go to the exit, but some part people just coming and want to take the train is different. That you can see the stop like up the point have that should be the new size or give them the information. After that, we'll redesign and make it all the new one, and separate the contents two way. The first is the blue one is the major content, like where is the train, how to go the ticket, and the back one is like a facility, the toilet, the playroom, or the another things. You can see easier to, you can find easier when you read the signage. The another thing is like our wayfinding outside in the public area. You can see I have to try to use original pole. Don't make it a lot of pole in the Bangkok, because the footpath in Bangkok is small and lot of any furniture on the footpath. Next. I want to share this topic today because something can inspire you to design the new bus stop. We redesign a lot of bus stop in Bangkok. We are 2017 from now. Because this is the first one to try 130 size for put information after the side. After that, we try to prototype to put the box because we want more space for give the information. And after we test and a lot of the feedback, we redesign to the real one and export it 500 size in 2019. After that, we want to have a new site, like new pole to the single pole. It will save the way for walk and use it on the footpath. But the BMA administrator buy our concept, but don't buy our design. they design a new one. You can see that. This is a prototype for MAYDAY, and that the new one they're gonna build today. But just small area that MAYDAY will make it to put the information again. Our project is 400 size in this year for just a single pole. We have a lot of challenge for design information in this pole. The first thing is the space for give the information is too small, and a lot of things to tell the people who want to use this bus stop. Another thing is we have to change the shape of the bus route to fit in the size of the bus. The second is the bus route number has very hard to use in Bangkok because the government introduced a new bus route, but the people and the user don't like it and they don't use anymore. That's why you can see two number of the same box. That is the same route, but different the number. Okay, the old one is bigger because I care the user. The user use it first, and another is from the government. You can see the number and that. A lot of people don't know how to tell them in Thai and English too. Another thing is like some part of the bus have the separate. Same the number, but the end is not the same, and some operator has cut the route and just have the like an extra route for X. They have a lot of very confused when use the bus number, but for me I have to put them all on the side. Next challenge is about the name in the place in Bangkok. A lot of places have a lot of name in the same place. For example, if you have to come to have been to Bangkok, you can see the Asok and Sukhumvit station is the same point, but it's named different on the organization like a MRT or BTS. Another thing is Lad Phao intersection and Pahon Yotin or Chatuchak Park and Moshis also. Another is the long name. For example, the main station in Bangkok is the owner is Bang Sue Grand Station. Is also everyone know Bang Sue, just Bang Sue, right? But the king give the name, the new name is too long. Kungthep Aphiwat, and you must to read Kungthep Aphiwat Central Terminal 2. That's why how to put the wrong word in the map. That is our challenge to do that. And you can see the Thailand Cultural Center. Lot of country then use the English priority, that some give them the short name TCC or something like that. But in Thai we don't have that. That why it's hard to put all the word in the bus size. Another thing is how to spell in the Latin word of the Thai. For example, the convenience store use the Lad Phao is different from the government and which one I should to prefer to use? That the big question. Or maybe the same word in Thai, พระรามเก้า and พระรามเก้า too, but different พระรามนาย and Ramanai. It's the same word in Thai but different in English. That is our challenge. And the rooters from the side is too much. You know, one side has maybe 34 root in the same side. How to decide it? I will show you, but it's difficult. And the average is around 15 roots in the same bus. Okay. The next challenge is the one route had a lot of stop. Like every bus stop in Bangkok is a trunk, not a feeder, and there are around 40 to 100 stop in the same lines. And I can't put the stop or the stop in the signage. And which one I should to prefer important to show on the side? That is our question. You can see that the map is can show you is poor urban planning design in Bangkok, and a lot of the route are the same road because they don't have the road to separate the line. The next is that why I choose to design the manual for our worker in our company work with the same direction, because you can see the difficult and the different not the same. This is our work to show you. The first one is one line, one the route. Yes, it's easier to show that. Thank you. And the second one is too much road, but I will design easier to understanding. If you want to see more, you can see our desk on your left. And this is 34 routes in the same bus. We don't decide this under construction, and we will decide in this year. And you will see 1,000 plus in this year. If you come to Bangkok of the end of the year, you will see our signage in the bus stop too. Thank you. And if you want to know more about us, you can scan and follow our fan page, MAYDAY. Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ
Khapun Kap to our friends from Bangkok. That was amazing. I mean, 34 routes or something. Okay, we will open the floor for questions. Anyone? Okay.
I have a question for our friends from Jakarta regarding your accessible wayfinding. I'm just curious whether any of your transport operators in Jakarta or in the larger Indonesian in Indonesia as a whole, do any of your transport operators have any kind of disability department within their operations? That means basically they are in charge of training staff on how to assist PWD. They actually conduct access audits regularly. If there is, what do they do? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. And I'm not the expert to answer this question, but as far as I know, and we also been working with Transjakarta as well regarding the inclusive feature. So as I know, Transjakarta has the department that is focusing specifically on accessibility, but they also hire the disability organization, like I've mentioned before, Pertuni and Gaun, to assess the accessibility on their station. And Transjakarta also collaborate with ITDP for the inclusive feature. But maybe for other operators like MRT, LRT, maybe like our friends from Indonesia here can also answer that question, because as far as I know, the Transjakarta have those department, but if I'm not mistaken, maybe Roy can also answer that question. MRT also have like kind of the accessibility department, right? Yeah. Thank you so much for the question.
Wait, sorry, just want to check. Is there anyone else who would like to ask first? I don't mind surrendering my question if anyone else likes to ask. No, okay. I think this is a question directed to to Kyle and Mayday, because it seems like for both of your projects, your initiatives, they are largely something from the ground up where you guys just did something and then the authorities noticed you guys and then you guys have the foot in the door and got what you guys got the projects that you guys want to do in the end. I'd just like to know, like, what do you guys say would be the biggest challenge to get the buy-in from the operators, from the authorities, in order to implement the vision of your projects?
Leo, let's help us to answer this question. Because this Leo, he is our data design. If you see the paper that have like the paper for the draft by the pencil that he's made, yeah.
Sorry, can I hear the question again?
So, if I can rephrase my question in a more concise manner for you, how did you guys manage to convince the authorities and operators to get them the buy-in to implement the vision of your designs that you wanted to see?
Oh, thank you for that question.
Okay. I give some short answer. The first thing we just like up design for the two sides, for sure the government, for sure the local government see what the bus stop should to be. We spend the money to build a new one, and after that, we have a big event in our area, like the late king has died. A lot of people go to the inside the city. The government know the people should come via the public transport, and they will lose. That when they see our two sides, that they think should to have a more bus stop side more than that. That the beginner of the MAYDAY.
I guess on our end, it's really public pressure. Because I think when I was telling the story about the signage that blew up with negative criticism, they immediately wanted to do something to how do you call that, to do damage control. So that's kind of when things run fast, when something negative comes out and we have to, you know, make solutions so that people will feel that we're listening to them. Well, I'm not from the government, but that government is listening to them. Yeah. And there's a lot of noise, like a lot of feedback that's constructive. There are a lot of feedback that don't really give any value. But to get the buy-in really from people, say the government, and from people who are approving these kinds of projects is, sometimes reacting to, strategically reacting to, the timing side of things. Right now, it's quite slow because nothing is happening. But if there's something that will trend on social media about public transportation that will hurt the reputation of the government, they'll start to run again, and then they'll call to us for solutions. And as people who can contribute to these solutions, we take advantage of it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that was the last of our session. Once again, a big hand to all our speakers. And you may all return to your seats. Before we conclude, I would like to pass the mic back to Adrian, who will lead today's harvesting session and give a bit of a teaser about what we're going to do tomorrow. So, Adrian, please.
Yes, thank you, Dafa. Applause for everyone for surviving today. We do apologize because, yeah, the time is a bit stretchy about, so hopefully we will end just before 6. But before we close today's session, we just want to ask you guys again on what's your view about today's session, because we're going to harvest everything that you're going to say into one sort of commitment for that we're going to basically send you guys out tomorrow as a stepping stone for us to continue our advocacy after we finish this workshop. So of course, on this workshop, we finally get to know each other. I'm so happy to finally, invite all the Mahaguru of design from Philippines, from Brunei, from Singapore, from Malaysia, from Indonesia, from Thailand, and from Indonesia as well. And to see all those stories, I just feel like we all basically have the same challenges, and I'm so happy to see everyone. So yes, just once again, give us one word to describe everyone's conclusion about today's session. Of course. Again, a what? We. Wow. Keep connected, yes. I assume everyone already got everyone's number. Yes, very frozen. It's actually much colder than Cameron Highlands today. Inclusive, that's one thing. Yes, we do learn a lot about inclusivity today from all of the different stakeholders. Good and awesome. More coffee, please. Yeah. There's still, I think, coffee available if you still want to have. Super informative. Semangka. Community feedback, yes, that's for sure. Semangat, yeah, fruitful. Yes, I think wow and fire is really one of the main topics of today. But maybe from you guys, is there anyone who want to volunteer just to, share their thoughts about today's session after hearing and after doing the ideation session, walking, and also listening to all of those great speakers? Maybe someone wants to also speak to share their views. Our great friend, Joseph.
Hello. I know everyone's really tired right now, so I'm just gonna make it concise. So first of all, one thing that I've noticed is that Philippines is so far behind Malaysia. Like when we did the walking tour at the KL Central, I would say that the sidewalk is already a luxury in my country. And in Malaysia, you guys treat it as normal. So I'm just like, shit, we're so behind. So that's one thing. And another thing is that it's great to I mean, the flow of the workshop is actually nice, that we were set on the field. We've got to experience things. We've got to see the signages, the wayfinding, and we've got to give our own comments, which I reckon will be presented tomorrow. So I feel it's a very good, informative session, and thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, our friend Joseph. That's actually one of the best highlight of the day, Roti Saimai. Thank you. It's MAYDAY who brought it, or Fai? Thank you for bringing the roti saimai. It's one of the best roti I've ever eaten. But yes, anyhow, we see that we are getting more connected, and hopefully, with all of the ideation that you're doing right now, we will continue this tomorrow, obviously. So after this, show up the next agenda. So what we're gonna do for tomorrow, I hope everyone will still be very energetic to tomorrow, because on tomorrow's, basically before we end everything, will be a half-day session. So hopefully before lunch, we will be able to conclude the session just before everyone have to do Salat Jumat, of course, for our Muslim friends. So we will start the morning with a small transit mapping 101 from our friend Dafa. Our friend Dafa here. He's one of our transit mapping guru as well in Transport for Jakarta. So he will actually do a bit of, small training on, what to do about wayfinding and what to do about transit mapping for everyone here. And we will give, again, time for everyone to finalize their ideas on ideation. So for the ideation project and program, you are able just to leave your papers here. But if you want to bring it back to your hotel or house to discuss it later also, you are very welcome to do so. So we will give time, of course, tomorrow to finish everything up. And then there will be an ideation session presentation where everyone's going to have a very concise and rapid fire presentation. Hi, Mr. Roy. Sorry, yeah. Yes, after the presentation, we will also grade everything, and hopefully just before ending the session, we will give the awards to everyone. We have the plaques ready, a very big piala like World Cup. So after that, we will finish our session and our workshop with a synthesis and wayfinder advocacy commitment. So from anything from the wa, we, roti, saimai, and everything that you guys put in there, we will try to harvest it to make, sort of a small commitment from us, all of the transport advocates, wayfinding advocates, designers, that we agree that wayfinding is something that we have to push forward. And then we finally are able to close the workshop. So really, again, thank you for everyone for joining today's event. I know it's very a long one. We start off from KL Central in the morning until now. So again, applause for everyone for finishing and surviving today's session. So tomorrow we will start again precisely at 9, hopefully. So the registration is opening up at 8:30. So see everyone tomorrow. Next session. Next slide, please. To finish up, everyone, terima kasih and jumpa lagi esok. Yes, thank you. Before we leave, yes, let's take another picture here.